Hello, everyone. Uh, Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It is my honor to be able to welcome you to our Catch the Next Ascender program celebration gala. We are here to tell you about the story about the program, but we also want to make sure that you know that we are here to celebrate the start of the 10th academic year of implementation of Ascender. We're also celebrating the graduating students of 2021, the faculty graduating as well, and the new cohort of faculty leadership fellows. We also have a new campus and college that we're celebrating. And we're also here to celebrate the people that created this organization and that have kept it going. Most of all, we want to celebrate that we are alive and that COVID didn't take any of us, and that hopefully with divine guidance, we'll be able to move forward to a better future. I would like to be able to share a presentation with you. Our story begins with John Siceloff. John is an award-winning journalist. He worked for PBS, McNeil Lehrer, NBC News, and he spent a lot of time in Latin America as a war correspondent. He worked for ABC, Primetime, NBC, etc. You see a picture of him on the left with his parents and Dr. Martin Luther King. John grew up in the South, and I think that really shaped his direction. John? John also wrote a book titled Your America, Democracy's Local Heroes. In one of his stories, John focused on Ruben Martinez, a California barber that created a library within his barber shop to promote literacy in his community. These were people that did extraordinary things in their communities, even though they had no resources to do so. Four months later, along with Ruben Martinez, John created Catch the Next. The purpose of Catch the Next was to increase young people's self-esteem, empowerment, and awareness of how they can create and take responsibility for positive change for themselves, their families, and their communities. He also wanted to provide programs that promoted academic achievement, self-esteem, and empowerment to prevent dropout, encourage higher education, build civic action and citizenship, and foster community leadership. Finally, he wanted to dispel stereotypes that educators and the general public may have about culture, ethnicity, and civic engagement. I shared John's vision, and 2 years later, I joined him to make his dream a reality. We created the Texas College Success Program, Crossing Bridges, Catching Dreams, now called Ascender, with like-minded partners like PBS, the California Puente Project, the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, and leaders and founding college members like Lucelma Canales and Michael Flores. The success of our students is due to heroes like John that created Catch the Next. A hero is defined as a person who is admired or idealized for courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities. People like John who remind us that one determined individual can begin to turn the world. Heroes like the Catch the Next thinking partners that have inspired us to build a program and empower students to catch their college and career dreams. Heroes like the board of directors, past and present, who have served as stewards of our agency. Heroes like our partner colleges and their faculty who took a leap of faith to join us in our campaign for college completion and economic development. Heroes in our familia are the wind beneath our wings. Scholar mentors like Dr. Rendon, Dr. Cantu, Victor Saenz, Sergio Troncoso, and the one and only Lucema Canales, Dr. Flores, Susan Morales Bale, and so many others that have shared their wisdom with our community, have supported us throughout. My personal heroes and backbone are the CTN staff and the leadership fellows who heroically shaped and molded the organization, even when we did not know if we would be financially sustainable. Alegra Villarreal, our Director of Professional Development, needs to be acknowledged for her contribution to the organization and designing our framework and leading our efforts to produce a new name for our program with the students. Deborah McBeath and Stacy Ibarra for leading our student engagement and communications component with leadership fellows like Ana Alanis and Ariel Flores and Juaniga. Erin Duran is our leading research person. She leads the webinars in the Journal of Ideas and Pedagogy with Rafael Castillo, Fernando Flores, and Alfredo Torres. There are many heroes among us. Our director of our math program and his team, Dr. Armenta, the newest member of our team, Valentin Sandoval and Daniel Garcia, who work with us on this video, Dr. Reina Rodriguez, etc. There's so many others that have truly made us strong as an organization. So we are proud of our accomplishments, but we know that there's much more to be done. To continue this crucial work, we are counting on heroes among us, like you, to support our efforts as we move forward. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope you enjoyed the music, the videos, and the poetry that you're going to hear. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being with us. Good night. Good.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Stacy Bada Evans, and I'm the Director of Student Engagement with Catch the Next. And our next video will highlight our thinking partners, and those are Andrew Siceloff, son of our founder, John Siceloff, Sonia Nazario, Pulitzer Prize winner from the CTN Advisory Board, Rob Lippincott, former PBS Vice President, Senior Advisor of the College Network, and Sarita Brown, the President of Excellence in Education, Catch the Next Advisory Board. So without further ado, let's take it away.
When my dad passed, I had no idea what Catch the Next would become without him. In 2015, my dad and I had planned a trip to visit Catch the Next and produce a video together highlighting the amazing work being done. Unfortunately, my father's health declined and he wasn't able to make it on the trip. But the Catch the Next message was too important not to be spread, so I went. And the trip gave me the opportunity to see firsthand the wonder that is Catch the Next. I met students whose lives were helped, shaped, and guided, and faculty that empowered. 6 years have gone by since my father has passed, and I'm still unbelievably impressed with the continued efforts of Catch the Next, and I know my dad is too. Every time I get an email from Maria Marta, I am delighted to see how far all of your hard work has gotten you. I'm so incredibly overjoyed to see where it is, to see how many people it has helped, and I can't wait to see what comes next. John Siceloff loved helping empower communities with hands-on work rather than reporting on them. And seeing his legacy live on through Catch the Next is the best gift a son can receive. To all of you that helped keep Catch the Next alive, thank you.
I am just delighted to be here tonight to celebrate with you, with Dr. Maria Chavez Brumell, the 10-year anniversary of Catch the Next. John Siceloff, the founder of Catch the Next, invited me first to be an advisor and later Maria to be on a author mentor. And my role has been to promote this approach, this program, and yours has been to fund it and to brilliantly implement this program. It's now critical that this program grow. It must grow. Latinos are only 12% of them are obtaining a college degree, far lower than any other major group in the United States. We know that K through 12, 1 in 4 kids in school is either an immigrant or the child of an immigrant, 1 in 4. This will be the future labor force of this country, and so we must educate them better. My prayer is that Catch the Next goes way beyond Texas to all of these United States, and that it be able to help so many other students ascender. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for letting me talk about my experiences with Catch the Next.
Hello, I'm Rob Lippincott, and I'm here to be part of the virtual support for this year's 2021's Catch the Next Gala. I'm excited to be involved in such a wonderful organization. Thank you very much, Maria Martha, for this opportunity. My part of the story involves principally John Siceloff, one of the founders who really helped put together and launch Catch the Next. My experience with John dates back to high school when we went to high school together and college. But it was actually many years later when I joined PBS National to run education. John appeared as Bill Moyer's producer and someone who had been tracking the trends in education and the ideas behind much of what is now progressive thinking. And I was really impressed. We began discussing ways that we could work together, and PBS and Catch the Next submitted a couple of different proposals, most principally to the Department of Education's I3, Investing in Innovation program. And I'm proud to say that that was an important idea, even if it didn't get funded. It was a great opportunity for me to meet not just John, obviously, again, but Maria Martha and Catch the Next, and to appreciate what's been going on. In fact, it's been my privilege that as of last fall, another organization that I'm involved with called NLearn has been able to work with Catch the Next to experiment with something that I think is going to be a real game changer, or I certainly hope so, in the lives of the students who are served by Catch the Next. And that is an innovative mathematic, diagnostic, and learning platform that is something that has worked extremely well to engage and instruct as well as measure progress on the part of learners. So I'm thrilled to be involved as an informal advisor and a supporter, and I wish Catch the Next all the joy and excitement and success that I know John had in mind when things got started. Thanks very much.
Hello, my name is Sarita Brown, and I am President of Excelencia in Education. And it is such a pleasure to be part of this important 10-year anniversary celebration. I was very honored to be asked to contribute a few words to what is a record of achievement and an opportunity to take stock together of why commitment and big ideas is how we make important things happen for Latino students. Years ago, even before the way we are marking this anniversary, I got a phone call from a gentleman named John Siceloff. At the time I received the phone call, if I recall, it was when I was finishing up my time as executive director of the White House Initiative on Educational Excellence for Hispanic Americans. And John had big ideas. He'd done a lot of things in education, and he was animated about doing something that would involve communication, it would involve replication, and it would focus on Latino students. How a really effective strategy that was used with a group could be used with a greater number, and how he was willing to commit his personal time, his own resources to take this idea and explore with others how it could turn into something. At least that's how I remember it. What ultimately became what he was asking of me was to serve on an advisory committee. And I said yes, because I'm somebody who knows that when you're trying to change the world, you have to do it this way. You have to commit to saying it can be better. There are things that I believe I can do, and I'm going to find others with whom I can do it with. And so I said yes to John, and I served on the advisory committee. Well, that advisory committee turned into the engine that then led to his decision to keep going fast and to find even more people he could work with and to create a structure that today Catch the Next is. Now, I've just glossed over one of the most fundamental things that has made Catch the Next and the Ascender program exist today. And that was that John was really smart about finding the right person who cared just as passionately as he did about serving Latino students, helping them go to college, and making sure that we were together going to amplify the solutions that existed. He was smart enough that when Marta Chavez Brumell, I don't call her by her full name, so I'm having to read it. When Maria said, I'm in, I'm ready. And not only am I ready to do everything when it was an idea, but I'm ready to rock the world. I'm ready to take this to Texas. I'm ready to make it happen. That's an important part of what we're celebrating today, because it was John's idea. It was a group of us who were saying, yes, we're behind it. And it was the blending of John's vision and animo with Maria's absolute steadfast readiness to say, we are going to do this work together. That's what we're celebrating 10 years in. And like all good celebrations, we'll pause for the evening, we'll say what we've been able to accomplish together, and we'll use all of this to inspire us to double down, because our students deserve this and so much more. Again, many, many felicidades on this 10-year anniversary, and it has been a pleasure to know you, be part of what we do together, and together, Latino student success will make Texas better, it will make our country better. It is an honor to work with you.
We want to thank our thinking partners, especially Andrew, Sonia, Rob, and Sarita, for giving us those precious words that help us grow. Once again, I'm Stacy, and I have the honor of introducing Dr. Rogelio Saenz, a sociologist and demographer at the University of Texas at San Antonio. He is currently the professor in the Department of Demography. Prior to arriving at UTSA, he was a 25-year Texas A&M University professor, where he wrote extensively in the areas of demography, Latina and Latinos, race and ethnicity, inequality, immigration, aging, public policy, and social justice. Dr. Saenz is a co-author of Latinos in the United States, Diversity and Change, and he has written widely over the last 8 months. Some of the highlights that I have here for him is that he won the Cesar Chavez Estrada Award from the American Association for Access, Equity, and Diversity in 2018, and was named one of the top Latino leaders in 2018 by the National Diversity Council for Latino at Workplace Equity. And finally, most recently, the 2020 Saber es Poder Academic Excellence Award from the University of Arizona's Department of Mexican American Studies. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Rogelio Saenz, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Catch the Next and Scholar Mentor.
Thank you very much, Stacy. And buenas tardes and good evening. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you and thank you also for joining us this evening, and also to say a few words about the excellent and most transformational and life-changing work that Catch the Next does. I'm deeply honored to have been invited to join the Familia of CTN, and to now be the chair of the board of Catch the Next. I've had the privilege of seeing the exceptional and passionate leadership of Maria and the tremendous passion and dedication of staff, of mentors, of fellows, of board members, of educators, and students themselves, all having the common goal of seeing our students succeed, graduate, and go on to do exceptional things. Most of the work that we educators do takes a long time to see flourish. In my own work, my research and writing has called attention to issues of inequality, as well as demographic changes, so that I started being a professor in 1986, so we're talking about 35 years ago, and I would talk to anyone that was willing to listen to me about the demography of Texas and how it was going to be changing, and how us Latinos would eventually become the largest group in the state of Texas. And we're going to be seeing that coming up next year, when it is projected that we will be the largest group in Texas. With Catch the Next, we don't have to wait 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, or even 35 years from now. CTN is doing transformational work right now. Since its inception in Texas a decade ago, Catch the Next has reversed the course that set up so many of our Texas students for failure by changing the playing field, changing the trajectory of our students, changing that's the way things simply are mentality, to working with students in a caring, holistic manner, un ambiente familiar that recognizes the many assets that students and their families have. Not simply are Catch the Next students only making it, but rather what we have is these are wonderful and talented students that are excelling in their education and in their work and careers after they graduate. They're assuming leadership positions. They're serving as role models to their family members as well as to their friends, and they're simply changing the world. Put simply, Catch the Next changes the lives of our students, their families, and their communities. Please join us this evening in supporting this great organization by sharing your love, su cariño, and your dollars with us to ensure that the impact of Catch the Next expands even further. Your support is needed even more now, as the pandemic has made it more challenging for our students. Your donation will change lives, will change families, will change futures, and will definitely change the world. No amount is too small and no amount is too large. We at the CTN and our board, we graciously appreciate your support. Muchísimas gracias y muy buenas noches.
Thank you so much, Dr. Saenz. That was excellent to hear from you and hear about what you have to say about Catch the Next. If everybody knows in this room, in this gala, that Catch the Next pretty much sets the framework for student and faculty advancement. The seminars that we provide every semester give faculty the opportunity to engage in culturally sustaining methodology and experiential learning, opportunities focused on student success, and diverse populations. So with that being said, our next video is going to be tying into student and faculty testimonies. Mentoring to help with those first generation issues, so that students are paired with a mentor in the community that has been through the college process and can help mentor them through it. Then you have the English class, which is an accelerated model of instruction that incorporates culturally relevant literature, so the students can see their own stories reflected in the literature that they're reading, and that helps with persistence rates. And then we have the counseling component, which deals with not just
It deals with things like leadership and all of that, and of course degree planning and advising and transfer, but also personal issues that students are going through. So that's the model that Catch the Next brought in 2012 here to the state of Texas.
My name is Fabiola Jimenez. I'm studying music here in EPCC since 1 year ago. I like to participate in clubs and be part of this community. Some problems that I got is to be part of a new city and a new world. For me, it was hard, but the teachers and the program helped me to know that I have an identity, that here everyone, even if they are different, everyone is the same. And in the program has helped me to see that all of us are different, but all of us has the same value, and we are extraordinary people, and we are going to create more and more.
Ever since I was a kid, it tells you like the name that education is the key to success. So my first year in college, I heard about this program, and it was going to be really good, and it was going to give you like a lot of help. This is like for a first timer, I really didn't know what to expect. A lot of people just try to put stress on top of you. But as you come in developing in this program, you start meeting other people that are just like you, and like you start getting a better understanding of the program, of like what college really is. It's not as stressful as you really think it is. At the end, you're just here to get the best education and achieve the life you want to see.
As a Catch the Next fellow, one of the things that I try to think about is how students are seeing the connections between courses. Because one of the big components of the Catch the Next model is that students work in a cohort in a learning community. So what they see in one class, they'll see reflected in some way or another in another class. And I think the better connections they can make between courses that seemingly are completely different, the better off they'll do in their studies overall.
Foundational aspect to the Dreamcatchers program is improving college level literacy among underserved students. So as much as possible, when we can get published authors to come in and speak to the students or to share their expertise with the English teachers, the counseling teachers, the learning frameworks teachers, when they can come in and share their expertise, most of all with the students, it shows the students that oftentimes, these are people who look like them, who have had some of the same struggles that they have had, who are the first in their families to attend college, but who have nevertheless gone on to succeed, who write fluently and who have gone on to, careers with published works themselves. And it gives the students a tremendous amount of motivation just to be able to see somebody that they can relate to that has made it, and it shows them that they can do the same.
It's helped me a lot because just the general always helping out, like they always like say you're zoning out, they always say, hey, like come on, get back to work. And like I know it's like easy to zone out, but at the same time you got to do your work. And Mr. Garcia was always just like the best example of just always keeping an eye on every single student, make sure they were on track and focused, and just helping out in general.
When I first came to orientation, Stacy called me out, was like, come on, you're gonna come over here, and I was like, oh man, I'm in trouble. So she pulled me aside and she brought me to a completely different room and said, this is Catch the Next. So she introduced me to the program, and then I just signed up for it and went with it.
Hi, my name is Daniel Montes, and I'm the campus administrator for the Mid-Valley campus here for South Texas College in Waseco, Texas. I've been here at this campus as an administrator for 3.5 years. During that time, I've had the pleasure of working with the Dreamcatchers. It's a really good group of students, and the program itself is very worthwhile. In my opinion, this is a group of students that stands out mainly because of the fact that they're so active. The activities that they do, the sponsors that they have, they're very, very good for the students, and they're very supportive in every way. Very many times they've come to me and asked me about the use of facilities, or maybe to supply them with stuff for activity that they're having. And a lot of times when I've done that, I've actually been able to participate in all the activities. And what I find is that it's really a family type environment. They're very closely knit, and it's something that I wish we could have that at a bigger scale at this campus.
It's really helped me work on my essays and really shaped me into the person that I am. It's my first year in college, and I mean, being also a president, because it was my first year signing up as president, it has really been like a great experience, and I would really want to continue with the Dreamcatchers program and be there for like all the students, and also shape myself as a person.
It has been a wonderful experience. I get to know a lot of people, and basically like it helps me know a lot of people and communicate with them more instead of being just on my own. Like it makes me become family with them.
Everyone has their own familia, and everyone has their own bond with different students, and I think that's something that not many classes or other like events and stuff like that, like they do. The Dreamcatchers, like it builds familias, and then afterwards, like those familias are there for you, like whenever you need them.
They help me out. Like if I need any help in my work, I follow them throughout the classes, so they kind of know what more or less I need to learn. So it also helps me try to communicate with them more and get to know them, just not basically here, but also outside of school, because I get close to them.
I've been seeing my improvement since high school, and I really want to make my parents proud, because I'm the first one that's gonna, the first one in college, and I want to be the first one that's gonna graduate out of college also. So I want to make my family proud.
A program like Dreamcatchers is very important because it allows those students the accessibility and the tools to succeed in higher education. More importantly, it also plants the seeds at the lower levels, at the high schools, the middle schools. And I think once we have these programs in place, it allows those students that traditionally wouldn't go to school or wouldn't complete their education that opportunity to succeed. And anything that does that is very, very important and very relevant to our community.
The beginning of a new college experience can be very overwhelming for some. I know that for me, I was very nervous at the beginning, mostly because of the pandemic and online classes. It was something that I just wasn't familiar with at the time. The Ascended program has made me feel accepted in many ways, to be part of their program in their community, and always providing us with the great resources from our mentors and teachers to overall give us the right guidance to a successful college path. So one amazing benefit of being part of Ascended has to be the mentors for sure. Ascended has done an amazing job to pair their students with mentors that are going to help guide them through their first year college experience. My mentor has been amazing with me all throughout the program. She has become a person that I feel confident talking to about my college struggles and any goals that I want to achieve for myself in the future. She has always been there to support me and to always give me advice about how to be more successful and confident in the college life. When I was applying to college last year, I had left ACC as a last resort in my mind, mostly because it was just an option that I was not considering. When I had learned more about how to apply for financial aid and learned about comparing tuitions between colleges and universities, I had come to the conclusion that ACC was going to be the best option for me in the end, not only because of the amazing classes and career choices that they offer, but of how much money I was going to end up saving in the end. When I had to talk to my advisor, he recommended that I could be part of the Ascended program, and as we talked about the details and information about Ascended, I asked him to sign me up. I knew that I was going to need more guidance during my first year of college to be able to successfully navigate during my classes. After our meeting, he emailed me more information about Ascended and the program, and as of today, I definitely love being part of the Ascended program, and I love the choice that I made to be part of their community. My advice for these students would be that it is okay to feel discouraged at times when it comes to your school life and life in general. But it is also okay and super important to always ask questions when you have any doubts or going through any challenges. Being able to be confident and always being engaged by asking questions is what can help you lead to a successful college experience. Just remember to always go out there, be your best self, and always be fearless.
That was a great video. Thank you so much, Juan. Our next presenter is a student from San Antonio College. I found a page online with her information about working in the Conservation Corps, Miss Sophie. Coming from Laredo, making a positive impact to the world is very important to you, and collecting those positive experiences. You do some great work, and she won the San Antonio College Slam Poetry Award this year. Tell us more about yourself, and then go ahead and go into your poem. And thank you for writing this special poem specifically for Catch the Next about COVID-19. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here, to be able to be a part of this. I just finished my first year at SAC, hoping to take summer classes and continue my education next year and the years to come. I am an English major, which, it's been very exciting. And being in the Ascender program has been so helpful. I've had so many great teachers, some of whom are here tonight, which is really great. Hello, professors. I'm happy I got to write a poem for you all. But the name of it is Deep Breaths, and I will recite that for you all right now. For too long, we have lived within memory, reciting remember whens and I wonder what's coming. Within the shadow lays a windowless soul, a slant of a being unpresent with feeling, unbound by duty or leisure, like purgatory. When recklessness inspires our hopelessness, tightened throats and spider-filled lungs bear freed living. I have sidestepped oxygen. I have clutched the bottle. Still, my clutching and sidestepping seem never ending. The latches on my windows locked. and my doors shut. Every breath soaked in cautious mortality, and still we shiver without covered skin. For long we have stayed hidden to the world, our masks flimsy and burdened with gaping teeth. Bubbling boredom born and heard from beneath. It's hard to describe what I've been doing, for within my doing lies both the stillness and trembling of unknowing. There's rapid fluidity to the way that hearts pound, especially on the brink of a brand new dawn. Soon the renaissance of dancing and deep breaths comes at least without the sinking and blasting of ships. At last we have survived and are making progress. Although no two dreams have the same ending, for now let's forget the pain of all things temporary. On the eve the moonlight pales, let me light the logs. When all else soon fails, we have sifted through the throngs. We can no longer decipher where violence belongs. There's no home for bodies of burdensome beasts. No space wide enough for stomping, pedaling feet unless they step like the kisses of forgiveness. And with new lovers move in sync or cut through rivers of extended silences. It's too hard to live without the rush of timelessness. We have a chance to be born again, to leave our caves and touch fingers to hands. It is unlike me to be a desert island. This aloneness has turned these limbs lifeless. My mouth coated in icy, wet sand, so cold that it burns with unrehearsed movement. My body untouched by warmth for so long. Now she is one with the cold, dark earth. But I am ready to thaw out my tomorrows in shadowless celebration of the sun. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophia. We're getting claps for you on our chat, so everybody's clapping for you. You're doing a great job. If you want to always stick with Catch the Next, let us know how you're doing. We know we have a 4.0 GPA at San Antonio College and that you hope to become a writer. I'm going to introduce Dr. Laura Rendon, our next speaker, who is a scholar, mentor, and professor at UTSA, Professor Emeritus. And she has a long bio, so I'm going to go ahead and go through that with you guys. She is an educational consultant, a featured speaker at over 100 higher education institutions and conferences throughout the world. Her presentations focus on topics such as student success, Latinx STEM students, and sensing, thinking, deep learning experiences, as well as self-care and learning. A native of Laredo, just like Sophia, Texas Rendon's passion is ensuring that the nation's educational system fosters success for all students, especially those who are low income and first generation. Without further ado, Ms. Dr. Laura Rendon.
Hola, Catch the Next, and so proud to follow Sophia, fellow Laredoan. What a captivating performance! What a beautiful poem. I see Sophia has a poet laureate today of CTN, and it's just so exciting to see the future writers, the future thought leaders of American society. And, you know, Sophia, we share so many things, not just being from Laredo, but I also went to SAC. I was also an English major. And I just see in you just an exciting future. And thank you for all that you do. And you're on your way to great success. And CTN is going to be right there along with you. As I watch the videos, it appears to me that CTN has had a tremendous evolution from John's dream to having a program that is rooted in civil rights, that is rooted in culture, that is rooted in familia, that is rooted in cariño. And I really like the whole idea of how CTN brings out the best, the brilliance of our students. You see that in in Sophia's poem. And Sophie, I loved how you helped us to see what we've been through as a society through the collective trauma that we've all experienced in 2020, that we were totally unprepared for, and that really allowed us to look within ourselves, to think more deeply about who we are and what we want to be. There are some gifts inherent in trauma, I've learned. And so one of those gifts is that we were asked to work with the unknown. We were asked to adjust to rapid fluidity. We were asked to work in a liminal space, what Gloria Nasaldúa calls Nepantla, this middle space of tension, of stress, but also a middle space where hope meets despair. And when you see hope meeting despair, you also see possibilities. And I think that that's one of the things that CTN has done. It has taken the despair of students and turned it into hope and into possibilities. So I also think about how at this beautiful time of a 10-year evolution, I have to believe that our ancestors are looking down upon CTN and saying, wow, well done, bien hecho, bien hecho. And for me too, I mean, I want to think of CTN and say, well done for uncovering the hidden assets of our students, for working with the most vulnerable amongst us and transforming these students so that they can see the possibilities in their lives, so that they can believe that they too can succeed. Because as we all know, these students have been through so much trauma, even before the pandemic. And the pandemic exacerbated this pain and this trauma. But they've been through so much, being told, you can't do this, you can't be a scientist, you can't write, you're not going to make it, experiencing racism and discrimination, experiencing micro and macro aggressions. And what CTN has done is come up with a model of success that takes these students and transforms them into powerful learners, where they begin to believe that college is for them, that they can do this, that they have the ability to get to that finish line and be all that they can be. And so well done, CTN, for treating our students not just as students, but as human beings. I'm so happy that validation theory has become a foundation for the program. And so well done, CTN, for creating a new dream for low-income first-generation students, for not giving up, never, ever, ever giving up on our students, for really taking what appeared to be an impossible dream and made it possible for our students. I can't wait for the next 10 years. I can't wait to see how many students are going to benefit from what CTN has done over this decade. I can't wait to see all of the things that are going to be produced. Every year it's more exciting, more things that are being added on. Thank you, Doctora Chavez Brumell, and the faculty and staff of CTN for everything that you've done to harness our students' talents and to help them to believe in themselves. So felicidades, muchas felicidades. I love you, CTN. Los quiero mucho. And here's to another 10 years of catching dreams. Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much, Dr. Laura Rendon. We appreciate everything you've done for Catch the Next. Next up, we have some amazing videos from Dr. Michael Flores, Chancellor of the Alamo Colleges District, and Dr. Charles Cook, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs at Austin Community Colleges.
On behalf of my colleagues and our students at the Alamo Colleges District, it's a pleasure to wish Catch the Next a happy 10th anniversary. Felicidades. We are particularly proud of the relationship that we've had with Catch the Next. over the last decade, looking back to the start at one of our colleges, Palo Alto College, and now looking at the relationship that several of our colleges have, in particular with Ascender, which provides supports for our students who need it the most. But not only the supports, also providing the academic challenge that our faculty members and our advisors provide to each and every one of our students involved in a learning community that's supportive and affirming both academically and culturally about who our students are, what it means to be an undergraduate student, and what it means to know about our larger community. Felicidades, Catch the Next. Thank you for everything that you've done for each and every one of our students, and thank you, colleagues, faculty who have been involved in Ascender over the last decade.
Hello, Maria Martha and friends of Catch the Next and Ascender. I can't believe it's been 10 years since you and John Siceloff started this terrific program for our students here in Texas. First at Houston Community College and now at Austin Community College, I've been able to witness firsthand how this program helps our students get off to a successful start in college and convince them that, see, wait in. So congratulations on your first 10 years and best wishes for many more years of promoting and celebrating student success in Texas.
So we're very happy that all of our presenters were able to talk about the program as far as the administrators go, but we are now ready to hear from our faculty that are from all over the campuses. We have mini videos to show you, and here they go.
Tell me your name, what you teach, and where.
Antonio Garza, I teach at Palo Alto College. Yes, my name is Ali Ismaili, and I'm a dean at South Texas College, Dean of Mathematics, Science, and Bachelor's Degree Program.
My name is Jason Malcolm. I'm with Northeast Lakeview College.
Hi, my name is Lisa Trevino Torres, and I am at Palo Alto College.
My name is Lydia Sedewaka. I teach English and integrated reading and writing at Austin Community College.
My name is Mario Morin, and I teach mathematics at South Texas College.
Steve Schiefelbein, South Texas College.
Yolanda Reina. I teach learning framework at Palo Alto College.
I'm Ann Fletcher, and I teach integrated reading and writing.
I teach English at INRW for the SMED program.
I'm a licensed professional counselor, but I also teach EDUC 1300.
How did you get involved with the Ascender program?
To go, I shared office space with the teacher who was doing that at Riverside campus. And I was really fascinated with the program.
I was asked by the dean at Palo Alto College to go out and take training at Berkeley.
I first got involved with the Ascender program actually in Houston, or with Catch the Next in Houston in 2014. At that time, I was directing the Mexican American Latino Studies program at Houston Community College.
I talked to Maria Marta Chavez 8 years ago. We had a conference call and we're strategizing about how to bring in the math to what was then the new math-based project. How to bring in the Puente project at the time.
Well, I started off actually when it was Puente, and it was back in 2012. And 2012 is when we first started. I went to Riverside, California to go check it out back in 2011. And after 2011, I came back to Palo Alto and talked to our vice president about the program. And I said, this is what it's about, so maybe we should do it here at Palo Alto. So we were one of 3 in 2012. We were one of 3 colleges in Texas that did the winter program. And since then, since 2012, it has evolved, which is what is now Catch the Next.
What has been your favorite part about being involved with Catch the Next?
I just think that this is definitely a model that works. I've actually seen it, and I think that one of the reasons, not just because I've seen my students evolve, and I've seen my students expand, and I've seen my students grow, and I've seen my students learn, and I see them come back as leaders and move on to bigger and greater things. but I think also you have the numbers to show for it.
Oh, I like all of it, but I would have to say one of my favorite things are the events we attend outside of class. I like Noche de Familia when we get to know the students and their families, and the families learn about all that the program entails and how it will benefit their students and family members, their loved ones in the future.
The reason I really enjoy being is Catch the Next organization because my philosophy is aligned with this philosophy of this organization, so I felt at home, and I learned more by interacting with other experts at this conference that Catch the Next organization has, and I learned a lot from others, and I also contribute whatever I have. I highly recommend this initiatives that Catch the Next offering to students and to institutions to jump the bandwagon, or they will stay behind.
I've always been interested in helping developmental students. That's what I came in kind of doing, but especially with all of the state cutbacks on developmental programs in general, I think it's more worthwhile than ever because so many students are being mainstreamed.
My favorite part is so getting to see everybody at the trainings, fellow faculty who are like-minded, all working towards the same goal to increase student success and to support our students. The students themselves, of course, are lovely. They're amazing. I get to meet their kids, their parents, their significant others, and it's just an amazing experience, and it's hard not to care, when you're that involved in the students' lives. So.
The group, everybody, the networking, the sharing of ideas, the strategizing specifically to get students thinking about how to talk about math and read about math and write about math, creating excitement. And there's a lot of excitement with the familia, and so I'm very happy to be a part of it.
It has changed my teaching dramatically. I now am much less the center of the classroom, and in fact I would say there is no center to the classroom. So I do so many more, I have so many more tools.
I think, I have a few. Let me start with one.
Okay.
One is that I love the camaraderie. I love every time that I get a chance, I know that whenever we're having a institute or conference, I know that I'm going to come back and see all my old friends and all the people that I started out with. So it's a good way to have a reunion. So I like to be with them. Number two, the professional development that it provides. And I learned so much, and I think I've learned so much more about teaching than I have learned ever in my 20 plus years that I've been at PAC and teaching and all the other things that I do. But I learned so much, and I learned so much from my colleagues and what everybody's doing in other colleges, and just ideas of what people have, and sharing those ideas, and I actually take those and I practice them in the classroom. I use them. I actually implement all the things that I learn.
And has being involved with the SMED program changed your ways of instruction and your pedagogy?
What we have in this program, what SMED is about, is that we have the whole English component, we have the EDUC learning framework component, we have the counseling advising component. So it's all those things that I do. I do the learning framework, I meet with my students, we do advising in the classroom, we do career planning and career counseling in the classroom. So all those things that I learned here are things that I'm applying to that I'm applying in the classroom.
We are trying to bring in more student support into the actual classroom. We want to get students working with each other, collaborating with one another, moving away from direct lecture, definitely trying to create more reading opportunities and highlighting those reading opportunities for students, writing opportunities as well for students.
Lifelong learning is really at the core. We consider ourselves a community of learners. So we're all learning together with the students in the classroom through professional development. We're all constantly, learning new practices. I've learned counseling techniques that I've been able to bring into the classroom from my counseling partners. I've learned math strategies for teaching math through, the math faculty that we participate.
My motivation was the curriculum that they introduced and the model that they use. My initial thought was that it would be beneficial for students, and I have found that it really is.
One thing I've noticed is that they write a lot more. They get very much more engaged with the writing and what they're doing. They like the idea of finding their voice when working with their work, because they're more interested because of the culturally relevant literature incorporated in the assignment. I would also have to say that the discussions are more open and they talk more during the discussion portion of the writing process.
I think they're very motivated to learn. They really they have goals. Many of them really know what they want to do when they come into the college. And they are really working towards achieving those goals.
My favorite part is watching the transformation of the students, how they go from being shy and reserved and become these leaders on campus, and how their lives change because of the program.
Well, the mission and goal of this organization is really what I firmly believe, and that is they keep students in mind, and those students that really need all the necessary support to be successful, and is targeting those students that majority might believe that they won't be successful, but this organization proven many times that these students, if there is the right support available to them, they will be very successful.
I appreciate the unity that we got to see in the students, and I appreciate the excitement of going on the different college visit trips, and the idea of continuing to focus on the big picture of we're getting them continually ready for graduation and that next step. That it isn't all just about this class right now, but it's about the bigger picture.
I think that we have quite a few students that are at risk, and I want to make sure that our most at-risk students are taken care of.
So many more. I have so many more tools in terms of teaching strategy, not just teaching strategies, but active learning strategies. So the students are actively engaged. They work in small groups or small learning communities that we call familias. I've also learned so much more about how to actively validate students' experiences and their cultures and their backgrounds, and how to bring those in the classroom, not just through the curriculum or through the kinds of texts that I assign, but through what they actually bring.
So there's a benefit to communicating what the student's thinking is, as well as what those end results end up being, sharing it both out loud and in voice, reading different responses, as well as writing it.
So whenever I meet with my administrators and the institutional research folks on campus, and we look at the numbers of other learning communities and Catch the Next, and we look at all these numbers, are the numbers for the students since 2012. Since I've been in this program, the numbers are significantly higher when it comes to completion rates and when it comes to productive grade rates. So who doesn't want to be in a program that works?
We love our faculty and we love our advisors and we love our students. We love everybody. So we're grateful that we have everybody taking part in this generous gala, and thank you for your donations. We're winding down the gala already. We're coming down to Mr. Mike Guinn, who is a spoken poet and also does a lot of the work at the Transfer Motivational Conference each summer at UT Austin. So we want to give him a round of applause. Mr. Guinn is amazing. He is a spoken word poet. He's also been in Amazon Prime movies, I hear. Without further ado, Mr. Mike Guinn.
Quote, "What good is my master's degree if I can't be the master of me?" Fact. Catch the Next mission is to empower students to catch college and career dreams, to provide inspiration and motivation that helps propel them forward without hesitation and awaken young minds to new and exciting possibilities so that, they're able to transcend their limitations and improve their situation. Fact. Life is about choices, and every day our students are faced with hundreds of them. Catch the Next gives students permission to rise above other people's opinions and expectations, to break free of prejudices and limitations, and to make success their destination. You see, it's easy to have faith when everything is working out, But faith is believing in things you cannot see. It's taking that first step. It's making that leap, not knowing where you're going to land. It's believing that everything's going to be all right. Catch the Next empowers and transforms. It defies the norms. It's where dreams are born so that faith is fortified and hope restored. You see, this is more than just a moment. It's a movement. It's where faculty, staff, and institutions work together to increase the educational attainment of Latinos and other underserved communities in order to close the achievement gap. And since 2009, no one, and I mean no one, has done that better than this national award-winning college readiness and completion organization who has been consistent in their commitment to increasing equitable outcomes in higher education. Long term. They teach students to get what they need, that if they work hard, they'll succeed. That consistency means they can be whatever they want to be, and all they have to do is believe. Listen, a good learning framework becomes a template that provides culturally relevant professional development, implemented, not fragmented, for its most vulnerable, and CTN does that, focusing on student and faculty, factually and actually engaging them to be orchestrators of their own paths to success. Fact. Catch the Next is one of the best in the country at leading the campaign for equity and opportunity in higher education, period. So let's continue to ascend from within so that our students blend in and begin to transcend and extend their lives, because catching dreams ain't easy. So you tell me, who's got next? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mike Guinn. I want to thank all of our donors, our committee, our staff for their assistance in putting this gala together, Dr. Maria Mata Chavez for leading the event and making this event a true success, especially our student poet and Mike Guinn, Dr. Laura Rendon, Dr. Rogelio Saenz, Dr. Juan Higasun, right? This is the start of the summer campaign for excellence, to start our 10th year as a program. After this gala is over, the donation button will remain open for donations. At this moment, we are currently 50% away from our goal. We look forward to seeing you at our next gala, which will take place hopefully in person, right? COVID's almost ending, hopefully. As of now, we have a little video for you from our mariachis at UT Austin. Enjoy and have a great night.
Buenas tardes a todos. My name is Monica Fogelquist, Director of Mariachi Paredes de la Universidad de Texas. On the group's behalf, I would like to wish Catch the Next a very happy 10-year anniversary, the class of 2021 continued success, and health and joy for all. We hope you enjoy our music and that we get to see you at an in-person event sometime soon. ¡Viva México y viva el mariachi!
Ya me canso de llorar y no amanecer. Ya no sé si maldecirte o por ti rezar. Tengo miedo de buscarte y de encontrarte. Donde me aseguran mis amigos que te por tu cuenta las méteme 3 balazos en la frente. Haz con mi corazón lo que tú quieras y después por amor declárate inocente. Haz a un lado tu orgullo y tus encantos. Yo te voy a querer de todos modos, porque soy superior con mi cariño al amor que te traigan entre todos. Si vas atrás del mar, ahí te sigo. Méteme 3 balazos en la frente, haz con mi corazón lo que tú quieras y después con amor declárate inocente. yo sí te quise y hoy me tengo que ir. Muy feliz fui contigo, me conformé con nada y hoy te quedas sin mí. Y a pesar de que nunca me dijiste te quiero, y hoy que tengo que irme, me demuestras tu amor. Pero tengo que irme porque ya no te quiero, no sé por qué motivo. Cosas del corazón. Fue un placer conocerte y tenerte unos meses, aunque esos meses fueron el principio y el fin de un amor tan bonito. Aunque no me quisiste, pero yo sí te quise y hoy me tengo que ir. Si me hubieras querido cuando yo te pedía que me amaras un poco, que me